Jordan, can you believe it is the 9th annual Shonen Flop Awards, aka the Floppies?
Wow, the 9th. I can't believe we've been doing this for 9 years, David. Oh my god.
Well, we didn't do it for the first 6 years of the show.
Yeah, that's true. Been doing this for 15 fucking years. No, I mean, it's like...
I know, it's almost as old as my youngest son.
Oh, yes, David. Oh, man, I can't believe we both got $1 million a year jobs, you know?
God, yeah. All you just have to do is plagiarize a ton of content and hope that H. Bomber guy doesn't figure it out.
Oh, genius. Yes, genius.
So for those who are unaware, the Floppies are our awards where we do things like biggest jump in quality, biggest waste of time, and craziest ending.
David, I just want to say we didn't start this properly, so let me just say welcome everybody to year 3 of the Floppies! Yeah! The most prestigious award in podcasting and manga at the same time. As everybody knows, this is a make or break for careers, David.
Yes! We actually work with Shueisha to decide who gets a second chance.
Yes, exactly. If you win a positive award, you will come back and are guaranteed to not get a flop. Even if your manga sucks, it will go on for 100 chapters. At minimum.
And so the name of the game is we'll be reading off the award. Jordan and I will both reading off our 3 nominees. There may be some overlap, and ultimately we will decide between the two of us who is the winner of that award. We also have some community awards, so you may hear from some speeches from the community, from our team, or even some from a past guest.
Yes.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We have a bunch of awards. We have 25 awards tonight. So Jordan, let's get started. Our first award of the night.
Woo!
The first category is biggest jump in
quality!
Jordan, who did you nominate?
Jordan's nominees are Fabricant 100, Ichigaki's Under Control, and Nanohazard.
Nice.
It was kind of hard to...
Guess what, Jordan?
What?
My nominees are the exact same 3 series.
The exact same?
I have Fabricant 100, Nanohazard, and Ichigoki's Under Control. So, Jordan, we don't have an easy winner because we didn't have just one that overlapped. Is there one out of those 3 you feel most passionate about? And don't forget that going from terrible to mediocre is just as big a jump as from going good to great.
Yeah, man, I mean, I remember disliking Fabricant 100's first chapter and was surprised when it got better. Nanohazard, I didn't really dislike the first chapter, it just didn't blow me away. So I'm going to say Fabricant 100 because that wound up being like a pretty good series.
I kind of like Ichigoki because it was one of the fucking most dog shit things. And then by the end, we were kind of like, this wasn't the worst thing we've ever read. I think it went from like being a surefire certified flop to just being a regular flop.
But Fabricant 100 for me went from being just a flop to not a flop, like fucking good manga.
You know what? For the Dami Mommy, we'll give it to her.
Dami Mommy wins. And the winner of biggest jump in quality is Fabricant 100. This is Fabricant 100's first award of the night.
biggest drop in quality.
All right, next up, we have, in contrast, the biggest drop in quality, and mine were Demon's Plan, Keke Ryusei, and Tokyo Demon Bride's Story. How about you, Jordan?
Mine were close. It was Takeki Ryusei, Demon's Plan, and Kako and the False Detective.
I feel like Kako it was just always okay. I'm fine to strip that and Tokyo Demon Bride off and just make it between it. So out of those, because Demon's Plan it had one really solid chapter and then it didn't live up to Takeki Ryusei. We were like 6 chapters deep until we realized it was slowly starting to shit the bed.
Yeah, the thing about Takeki Ryusei, though, I was like, this is gonna rule. This kicks ass. This is amazing for the first 6 chapters, and then it just sucks.
Yeah, I think we gotta give it to Takeki.
Yeah.
The winner for biggest drop in quality is Takeki Ryusei.
What a disappointment.
What a disappointment. What a fucking disappointment.
This is Takeki Ryusei's first award of the night.
Sora of the Year, also known as the best character in a bad manga.
All right, next up, we have a Shonen Flop Personal Award, Sora of the Year, aka Best Character in a Bad Manga. What were your nominees, Jordan?
Sora of the Year! So this one was pretty funny because we reread Beast Children and realized that Sora is actually not as good of a character as we remembered.
Yeah. I also didn't really feel like Beast Children could be nominated for these things because it was a reread.
I didn't nominate Beast Children.
Except for like the 6-word summary award.
Yeah, Beast Children, that would not be fair. But anyway, for the nominations for Sora of the Year for me, Kako from Kako and the False Detective.
Yep.
Flower from Ichigaki's Under Control. And this one's kind of cheating, but Anna from Butsu's Own.
Oh, God. So mine were also Kako. I had Sarah Warren from Amalgam of Distortion and Karuru from Tokyo Demon Bride Story. I completely forgot that Sarah Warren, and I was actually re-listening to that episode, and I was like, oh, yeah, she's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Sarah Warren existed.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
She fucking sounds like a politician.
Sarah Warren does kind of rule.
I think Sarah Warren was probably the best villain of any manga we read this year.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing about Kako is that I just loved Kako the whole time.
I just love how she embodies that damn bitch, you live like this energy for the entire series.
It's so good. I mean, I gotta give it to Kako. I mean, that's the one that we both found, you know?
I'm fine with that.
The winner is Kako. From Kako and the False Detective, this is Kako and the False Detective's first award of the night.
Parent of the Year.
All right, next up, parents are very important in Shonen Flop, mostly because they don't exist.
Mostly because 90% of the time they don't exist. Every now and then they show up.
So we want to honor the best parent of the year. And my nominees are the dad from Stars, 100 from Fabricant 100, and of course, needs no introduction, our very own MaxyBee, who actually just welcomed their second child this year.
So I had the dad from Stars, the dad from Nikowappa.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and I initially had the mom from Nanohazard, but I'm going to get rid of that for MaxyBee.
I think MaxyBee is a true winner of the year. MaxyBee has provided a speech here.
Thank you. It is with great pride that I accept the award for Best Non-Fictional Parent. And why not? Why shouldn't I win? I've not died, abandoned my children to go adventuring, turned out to secretly be the villain, abandoned my principles because of the horrors of war, become possessed by a lich, been killed because of my 6 swords, killed myself in a way that has irreversibly traumatized my child and left them with crippling debt that leads to them fusing with a chainsaw dog, or fused either of my children with their dog. Instead, I have fed and clothed and cuddled my kids, taught them how to human, as is appropriate to their age, and had my body torn apart and harvested by fabricants so they can inherit my massive healing ability. I mean, I also cleaned their pooey bums. That one. Yeah, thanks.
And listener, if you think that that's cheating, it doesn't count, fuck you.
Jordan, who would you give for best fictional parent of the year?
Oh, I would give it to the dad from Nikowappa.
Really? We overlap with 100 and the dad from Stars.
I mean, if you're considering 100 as a parent.
100 is essentially their legal guardian. It's not like she's biologically related to the dad in Nikowappa.
Okay.
I think the dad from Stars, though, is truly, he was so fucking supportive of his son.
Yeah.
In a way you so rarely, there was like no notes to his supportiveness.
But the thing is, I hadn't considered 100. Now that I am considering 100, I'm going to say 100 because 100 was just the better character.
Fair enough. You're right. And she also shows up more than in 2 chapters.
But is she a good parent? I don't know, because she does want to kill her son. You know what? I'm going to give it to the dad from Stars, actually.
Okay.
Because, like, 100 was the best character out of this, but she wasn't that great of a parent.
All right.
And the winner of Best Parent is the dad from Stars, aka Standards. This is Standards' first award of the night.
Best Art.
I nominated Cyborg Grandpa G, Tamaku Cinema, and Takeki Ryusei.
Okay, so for mine, it was actually Cyborg Grandpa G, Takeki Ryusei, and Amalgam of Distortion.
Oh, interesting. Well, Dragon Chameleon is so well drawn. So, Jordan, I would say definitely it's between Cyborg Grandpa G and Takeki Ryusei. I want to give it to Takeki. I honestly don't know how he was able to draw that quality out every week.
Takeki looks amazing.
It looks like a monthly series.
Yeah. The thing about Cyborg Grandpa G is that it's also so creative.
Yeah.
The two are comparable in terms of like quality, but like the creativity. Cyborg Grandpa G, I feel like has much more variety.
You know, I guess that's fair. So it's you would value the creative use of it rather than true technical skill.
Well, they both have true technical skill. It's like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I just think Takeki Ryusei from like an objective standpoint is better drawn than Cyborg Grandpa G in terms of the sheer individual quality of each panel.
Oof. I'm not sure, but I mean, I'm down to give it to Keki Ryusei. If,
It needs it.
Well, it already won biggest drop in quality.
That's not a good award to win.
It has a floppy, though.
It's true. All right.
The winner of Best Art is Takeki Ryusei. This is Takeki Ryusei's second floppy of the night.
Takeki
All right.
Ryusei, oh my god!
Worst art.
And now here's the version of the award you don't want to win.
No.
Worst art. Who did you nominate, Jordan?
So, for worst art, I nominated Do Retry,
Yep.
Demon's Plan, and Metallica Metaluka.
I'm surprised I nominated Do Retry, Metallica Matulka, and Ichigoki's Under Control because we thought it was so ugly we knew it was going to get canceled.
The thing is, though, Ichigaki's Under Control, it was a stylistic choice that was ugly. The actual, attempts at the style were good. We just hated the style.
Fine.
So I guess it's between Do Retry and Metallica Matulika, or Metaluka. Yeah.
I kind of want to give it to Do Retry because having good art was so much more important to a boxing manga.
Yeah.
And how did the offer continually fuck up proportions? In the one genre, it actually really, really has to matter.
Because they can't do it, David, and they made a bad decision by doing a boxing manga. So,
We're going to give it to Do Retry.
Do Retry!
This is Do Retry's first floppy of the night.
Do Retry, oh my god, you suck so much! All right.
Go do a heroin about it.
Yeah.
Most annoying character.
Next up, much like myself, we have most annoying character. This is a character we absolutely hated every time they showed up. My nominees are Masao from Ichigoki's Under Control, all of the boomers from Champagne, and Anjo Haruki from Rookie Policeman Kuroko.
Oh man, I almost nominated at the exact same thing, all the boomers from Champagne, but I did not. I got Misao from Ichigaki's Under Control, the boy from Shonen Shoujo, and yeah, the sexual harassment cop from Kiriko.
All right. So Jordan, I guess what do you hate more, boomers or sexual harassment is kind of what I feel.
I feel like I gotta go with sexual harassment.
Yeah,
especially because
fair.
that was one character versus many characters.
All right, we'll give it to him.
Oh man, yeah, Hinata, go to jail, you piece of fucking shit.
He's starting to grow one of the hostesses.
Oh god, security.
This is Policewoman Kiriko's first floppy of the night.
The best host read 6-word summary.
All right, Jordan, now we have our special award where we have best host 6-word summary. And as a tradition, I nominate 3 of yours and you nominate 3 of mine. And then we say ultimately what was our favorite 6-word summary that each of us came up with.
Yeah.
So, Jordan, for you, I said that my top 3 from you were from Fabricant 100. Fabricants want one thing. It's disgusting.
Thank you.
From Ichigoki's Under Control, Obama chuckled, you mean chaos testicles? And from Kaku and the False Detective story until offer gets horny. And Jordan, I have to say I laugh every single fucking time I think about the chaos testicles.
That's
It's
my
just such a stupid fucking 6-word summary. How about you, Jordan?
So I had for Amalgam of Distortion, Mermaid Murder. Cyborg Grandpa G, the inflatable tube man of manga. And for Nano Hazard, Araki's Dr. Bone, parentheses, not a porno. Oh, man, this one was tough. I kind of want to give it to Araki's Dr. Bone because the not a porno is just so funny to me.
Well, thank you. And I want to thank you, Words, for there being 6 of them.
Yes.
This is David and Jordan's first floppy of the night.
Of the night.
Oh my god,
There.
David, I can't believe we worked so hard for this. Oh!
They are now inserting their floppy into a guillotine to cut it in half. And flipping a coin for who gets the top.
Just like that Bible story or whatever.
Oh, God, yeah.
The best 6-word summary from our community.
All right, next up, we have more 6-word summaries from the community. Jordan, what were your 3 favorite 6-word summaries from the year?
I had, for Champagne, Dude Rocks, makes me wish France was real.
Fuck, I nominated that too. It's such a stupid one.
Geeka and Luna from Red Blade, lacking commitment retroactively makes everything filler. And for Tokyo Demon Bride story from Riel, was this supposed to be a harem?
Nice. So I had the same one from Dude Rocks about France. From Fabricant 100, I had from Spubby, turn that fabricant into a fabricant.
Pretty good.
And from Rookie Policewoman, The Laughing Fool, just 25 chapters from retirement.
That was on my short list, yeah.
Yeah, I think we overlap, so definitely I think Dude Rocks is taking
Makes me wish France was real. It was so stupid. I love it. Yeah.
God. And then Dude Rocks has provided a speech that Dylan is going to read out loud.
I'd like to thank everyone who nominated me and give a special shout out to Clovis, the king of the Franks who founded France. He's got to be one of the coolest characters in all of fiction. And lastly, I would like to say to all those listening to read Earthchild, as it is truly peak manga.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude rocks. Dude rocks, rocks. Dude rocks, rocks. Wow, the audience is starting a chant. Dude rocks, rocks. Yeah. No, thank you so much.
Also, thank you, everyone. It was not easy to wind that down to a top 3 from this year. We had a lot of really great ones.
This is Dude Rocks' first floppy of the night.
Woo, Dude Rocks! All right, anyway.
And then we have an extra special member of the community where we have a Tucker who always knocks it out of the park when they submit their 6-word summaries. So, Jordan, my nominees are for Dude Retry, interesting setup, KO'd after 1 round. Demon's Plan, touching friendship story, then jack shit. And Tista, Japan thinks Americans are all Catholic.
That was a good one. So for me, Demon's Plan, I also had touching friendship story and then jack shit. I also had Japan thinks all Americans are Catholic.
Uh-oh.
And then for Yinka and Luna, boring horse shits never look so pretty. So it's between Demon's Plan and Tista.
I think the Tista one, we started laughing after I read that one out loud. I think that's...
But yeah, that one's gotta go.
Yeah, so Tucker, thank you so much for all of your hard work on the show, knocking it out of the park with these 6-word summaries. And Tucker's also provided us a little speech, as is tradition, that we're going to play right now.
I'd like to thank the Academy.
Woo, Tucker! Oh my god! It's amazing! Oh my god, it's amazing! Tucker! Tucker managed to beat out himself, David. This is amazing.
This is Tucker's first floppy of the night.
Coolest fact from MaxyBee.
Next up, along with Tucker's 6-word summaries, we also get some really great facts from MaxyBee. So Jordan and I, it was not easy, went through every MaxyBee fact, and we have made a list of what we think are the 3 coolest things we learned from MaxyBee's research. So Jordan, take it off.
So for Takeki Ryusei, it was Google Tetsuo Hara. He looks like a fucking gangster. I originally had the other one which was actually more interesting about like the indie comic label he did, but that one's just so funny to me. That one's just really good. Mm-hmm. For Cyborg Grandpa G, the fan translation was handled by Stranger Ataru for a good bunch of these chapters. He goes into the history of the translation of like this random dude who translates stuff, which I thought was really interesting. And then for Tricks Dedicated to Witches, the author had a secret sibling, Ryosuke Asakura, that wasn't known until 2016. What the fuck?
That was on my short list. So we actually had 0 overlap. Mine were from Tamaku Cinema, every single Akira Kurosawa reference that was in the manga.
Yeah.
From Beast Children, the fact that it was actually for the first time in over 50 years, once Beast Children ended, Shonen Jump did not have a sports series in the magazine.
I almost picked that one too, yeah.
And do retry how there's a Shuei gang in chapter 1 that apparently is just a tradition that somehow we had no idea is a tradition in a ton of manga until he told us about that.
Yeah, okay, this one's going to be tough.
This is really tough. I honestly think the Beast Children fact is really, really fascinating that broke a 50-year cycle in Shonen Jump.
I think I'm going to go with that one too, because again, that was on my short list, and I did think that was really interesting, yeah.
All right, well, MaxyBee, we are giving that for your Beast Children fact. Thank you so much for that awesome research and, of course, everything you do. MaxyBee has given us a speech that we're going to play here.
Thank you for choosing my explanation of the end of an untouchable era of sports entertainment in Shonen Jump as the best bit of trivia this year. Whilst I take pride in all I do, as I should, it's nice to have something a bit more complex than I spotted all these things take the spotlight. And it doesn't get more complex than how the depressing failure of a rugby manga helped break one of the greatest genre streaks in comics. Things are, of course, better now, with Blue Box's sports-light approach, MMA somehow clinging to life, both the actual sport and the manga, Martial Master Asami, very expensive to watch USC, and the actually brilliant Greens hopefully hitting the ground running, which would be nice, seeing as it's the self-same creator of Beast Children. A redemption arc, if you will. Anyway, trivia forever, and if it's not facts, it's Fiction. I need a catchphrase. I don't know why I'd need a catchphrase. I don't talk on this show. I just listen.
This is MaxyBee's second floppy of the night, which they are sharing with Beast Children, which has not won a floppy since right now because that was like not allowed, but we're making an exception.
Nice.
Best community question.
All right. And then our final thing about the community, we are doing best community questions. So you can submit those in the Shonen Flop Discord and we read off our questions in our Chibi episodes. Jordan, my first one is from T. Wolfwood. Choose a Shonen Flop protagonist for all the D&D classes from our Butsu Zone Chibi. Magnus Did Nothing Wrong asks, which flop manga would have the best tie-in trading card game from our Harrisburg episode? And Dank Per Shredda said, if you could get a famous mangaka to work on Marvel or DC, who would you pick? And that was from our Do Retry episode.
So we had no overlap here.
Nice.
For mine were from ZZ Digital. Rank the Straw Hats on how good they would be helping you move.
Oh yeah, that was a short list one for me.
Yeah. Red Blade, rename a manga you like as a light novel and rename a flop manga of your choice as a light novel title. And then Staghorn, you can go back in time and give a 1-second command or bit of advice to the creator of a flop in order to save it from being a flop. What do you choose? What do you say? I like that one because I was just like, Red Hood, don't listen to your editor.
Is there one that you feel really passionate about?
Rank the Straw Hats.
And how well they would help you move? And who is that from?
Yeah. That was from ZZ Digital.
Well, I can't say no to a great guy like that. Let's give it to ZZ Digital, who has provided us a short speech here.
Woo!
Mwahaha. Thank you, mortals, for voting for me in these floppies. I am now one step closer to world domination, so thank you graciously. One day I'll actually read One Piece, and that way it won't just be something I can say, oh yeah, I remember watching that on 4Kids, and, actually talk to you guys about it. So thanks again. See you next year.
The audience is now going zzz, which is like...
And falling asleep. Sleep Goodman.
Sleep Goodman, yes. Yes, Sleep Goodman.
This is ZZ Digital's first floppy of the night. I believe, did they win? This is ZZ Digital's first floppy of the night.
Best episode cover art.
Next up, we have Best Episode Cover Art. I want to give a big shout out to Merlisle for all of her fantastic work that she does on the show. Jordan, I think this is one that we already know is going to win, but just for the sake of it, I nominated Takeki Ryusei, Shonen Shoujo, and Ichigoki's Under Control. How about you?
I nominated Shonen Shoujo, Nico Wappa, which was the fucking end of Evangelion.
Yeah, Evangelion one, yeah.
And Metallica Metaluca, which was, of course, a parody of Kill 'Em All by Metallica. But it's Shonen Shoujo.
That was a fucking 10 out of 10.
It's Shonen Shoujo.
Yeah. Thank you for that awesome work.
Thank you so much, Merlisle. Oh my god.
This is Shonen Shoujo's first floppy of the night.
I'm gonna forget how many floppies certain ones have won, and you're just gonna have to deal with it, listener.
Most ambitious series.
Next up, we have Most Ambitious. This is the series that maybe didn't meet all its ambition, but certainly actually tried and did not phone it in with its idea. So, Jordan, who did you nominate?
I nominated Shonen Shoujo because, say what you will, I've never read a manga like that.
That was, yeah, no one makes that manga to try and make money off of making it.
Stars, because as shitty as it was, I thought they were like trying to do something that could potentially be interesting. And Takeki Ryusei, because it tried to do this weird spiritual self-help thing about like starting Japanese merchant things all over the world. Like it tried to do Metal Gear Solid 5. It was weird. How about you, David?
My nominees were Tricks Dedicated to Witches, Dude Retry, and Shonen Shoujo. And I know we have an overlap, but I honestly think, though, that Tricks Dedicated to Witches, like the sheer amount of research and effort he had to put into creating a single chapter of that manga, because he actually was making sure all the magic tricks actually worked in real life. Like, you could tell that half of his time was probably just doing research to create that series.
You know what? Out of my sheer hatred of Shonen Shoujo, I'm gonna give it to Tricks Dedicated to Witches. Just because fuck Shonen Shoujo.
Yeah.
This is Tricks Dedicated to Witches' first floppy of the night.
Oh my god!
Craziest ending.
I thought we had a shoe-in for this, but Jordan's point out that we have two strong contenders for this award, which is Craziest Ending, where I had Fabricant 100, Ichigoki's Under Control, in Nanohazard. How about you, Jordan?
I had Nanohazard, Fabricant 100, and Champagne, where it turns out the girl's a fucking angel.
Yeah, it's also true. I really thought Fabricant 100 was going to win this, but you point out everyone just dies at the end of Nano Hazard.
Everyone dies in Nano Hazard, and then we go billions of years in the future and then go millions of years in the past for some fucking reason. And then one statue has still survived after over a billion years or something? I gotta give it to Nano Hazard. That's insane.
Yeah, it's like the Fire Punch ending. So yeah, we're giving it to Nano Hazard.
This is Nano Hazard's first win of the night.
Worst series to write a plot summary for. Sorry, Jordan.
I mean, it's Nano Hazard. It's just Nano Hazard. I'm sorry. That plot summary was so long. I had to fit so many things in there.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, another one I had considered was Stars because
so much of it was a waste of time.
I had to figure out what not to include.
Yeah.
But it was Nano Hazard.
That's fair. I actually did nominate Nano Hazard, but you know better than me which ones suck. I also nominate Ginka and Luna because, again, it completely wasted your time with a lot of the things you had to write about.
Yeah.
But I'm fine giving Nano Hazard, which is its second win of the night.
It's Nano Hazard. I'm sorry.
This is Nano Hazard's second win of the night.
Oh my god, yeah. And it's like, it's not even a knock on Nano Hazard because the reason was because so much of it mattered.
Biggest waste of time.
Next up, we have a similar award, which is biggest waste of time. This is a series that maybe wasn't confusing, wasn't crazy, but after you read it, you're like, what was the fucking point of the majority of the things I was reading? And I actually nominated Shonen Shoujo, Champagne, and Harrisburg and Mirror World, where all these series just very severely dirtled for pretty much their entire plot.
So for me, I'm surprised you didn't nominate this because to me, this was like clearly Stars.
Yeah.
Because there was so much text and then none of it mattered. Like, here's the thing. You can argue that more of it mattered than some of the... Well, I had Stars, Demon's Plan, and Champagne.
Yeah.
But the thing about Stars is it was so much of a slog and took up so much of my fucking time to get through. Like, Demon's Plan, there was no ending. So it was like, why did you do this? And Champagne, just, again, yeah.
It was the point of Champagne, though, to be like that.
Complete fucking waste of time, but they didn't spend as much time as Stars did to me.
Fair. All right, we'll give it to Stars.
Woo!
This is Stars' second award of the night.
And the audience is actually more quiet than you would think because
they're trying to remember what happened in Stars.
They hate Stars.
Yeah, fuck the sun.
Hardest title to pronounce.
All right, next up, we have hardest title to say, aka the Aliens Arena Award. So Jordan, I nominated Aliens Arena, Aliens Area, and Aliens Arena 64.
I had nominated Aliens Arena 64, Harrisburg and Mirror World, and Glinka and Gluna.
Not Stars.
Stars was up there. Yeah, Standards, I think you mean. But it's Aliens Arena because the thing about Aliens Arena is just Aliens Area.
Aliens Arena isn't even the series' actual name.
It is Aliens Area. The thing that's magic about that is that the words are not hard to read. You know what the words are, but it doesn't fucking matter because you won't call it Aliens Area. You will call it Aliens Arena.
It's like Balan Wonder World instead of Balan's Wonderland. And it's like, why did you not name it that?
Yeah, no, it's just like, I don't even know how it does this, but it's like, doesn't matter if you know what it is. You're just gonna mispronounce it.
This was Aliens Arena 64's first floppy of the night.
Most forgettable series.
All right, and then next up, we have a series what was this category about? Oh, yeah, right. It was most forgettable series. So, Jordan, what did you nominate for this category?
I nominated Tista, Champagne, and Demon's Plan.
I nominated Tista, Amalgam of Distortion, and Demon's Plan. I think we remember Champagne because we just make fun of it too much.
Yeah.
And that's the problem is it's rememberable for that. If I had to write down every manga we read this year, very high chance I would have forgotten to include Tista on my list.
I agree. The only thing I remember about that is Artie because it was so stupid. But like, I remember a lot more about Demon's Plan than Tista.
Because it has no ending and it has a good first chapter.
Yeah.
So we're giving it to Tista.
Yeah!
This is Tista's second win of the night.
This is like their first real award. The last one was kind of a half award. Whatever. It's going to say technically their second award of the night. Actually.
Most fan fiction potential.
Next up, we have a award that I think is a lot of fun to talk about, just like the series, where we have most fanfic potential, aka the longest or most in-depth where it could have gone section. So Jordan, I nominated Cyborg Grandpa G, Tricks Dedicated to Witches, and Tamaku Cinema.
So I actually nominated Amalgam of Distortion,
Interesting.
Fabricant 100, and Nikawapa, and I'm now realizing I cannot justify Amalgam of Distortion at all.
Yeah, I feel good about my choices. Is there any you're really passionate about winning?
Fabricant is the closest one I have.
I think Tricks Dedicated Witches, I remember we spent a long time just talking, and which is crazy because the author ran out of ideas, but there were so many interesting ideas. Like there's never an arc where he gets sick. They never talk about different types of magic tricks. They never talk about how to detect fakery. There's just a lot of interesting areas, especially as the technology developed in the setting, that I think the series could have been a lot of fun.
I agree. I'm actually not sure why I didn't nominate Tricks Dedicated to Witches.
Then let's give it to Tricks Dedicated to Witches.
This is Tricks Dedicated to Witches' second floppy of the night. Oh my god! Oh my god! It's the Tricks Dedicated to Witches! Oh my god!
Favorite chapter featured on Chainsaw Minute.
And then next up, we have another mini podcast called The Chainsaw Minute, where we read Chainsaw Man. And so we're going to talk about what was our favorite chapter of this year.
This one was tough. This one was fucking hard. I reread every chapter we covered this year.
Nice. So my nominees were 137, Choo Choo Lovely Moony Moony Moonamuna, where Denji is in the room getting attacked by people while she's singing. 149, Devil's Choice. This is the one where Denji has to convince Naruto not to be evil, and then he gives her like a big hug at the end, and it was really cute. And you're like, how much do I love you? This much. And he's like, how much do you love me? This much. And you're like, oh, that's really cute.
Yeah.
So it's probably just for that last page why I nominated it. And 117, Penguin and Weapon.
That one was good.
Where she buys it, and then the Infinity Devils, you can't buy an aquarium for $40,000. What the fuck are you doing?
And then Denji finds a penguin. Very important.
Yes, and he hangs out with a penguin.
Yeah.
Jordan, what were your nominees?
Mine were no overlap here. Kill Building, where Denji gets the Super Chainsaw Man bike and proceeds to like destroy a bunch of buildings and then jump into the Justice Devil's giant vagina thing. My next one was 125 Apple Thief, which, as we know, is where Denji attacks the Falling Devil for stealing an apple. And the last one is 140 Scales, where we see the inside of the Chainsaw Man church, and we see like we get like a bunch of great things. Like we find out that the Chainsaw Man church thinks that like there's like a bunch of lasers making adults stupid. We see the chainsaw pews. We see like
the diegetic gutters.
And then we meet Barum, who makes his appearance and threatens Denji.
So, Jordan, you sound more passionate about this. Is there one, I don't know if any of mine where you think now would have been good, but is there any that you're really passionate about being the best chapter?
So the issue with doing this is that a lot of the chapters, it's more like 4-chapter runs that I could nominate. It wasn't like last year where just that one moment with like Yuko just blew everything away.
Yeah.
It's more just like, yeah, this section of chapters was amazing. But of these, I got to go with 140 Scales.
Man, I don't know. I fucking that aquarium chapter with Infinity Devil, and then Denji finds a penguin and hugs it. And then he's like, will you go out on a date with me? That was a really great and really important chapter.
I'm willing to give it to that because that was also on my short list. I almost picked that one.
All right, so let's do it. And see, now we prove we don't have a recency bias.
Woo, yeah!
This is Chainsaw Man's first floppy of the night, and it's only one
for
because it is not a flop even remotely.
Best Series.
Speaking though of great series, we now have best series. Jordan, what were your nominees?
My nominees were Tricks Dedicated to Witches, Fabricant 100, and Nanohazard.
Wow, we had the exact same nominees.
I mean, it's Tricks Dedicated to Witches, right?
Tricks Dedicated to Witches.
Tricks Dedicated to Witches, which wasn't even technically a flop. The guy just decided to stop.
He just quit.
He was just like, I'm done here.
Yep. What would you have given it over Nanohazard or Fabricant?
It's really tough. I probably would have given it to Fabricant, but it's close. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is Tricks Dedicated to Witches' third floppy of the night.
Oh my god, it's walking away with it! It's walking away with it!
It just made the floppy disappear. How to do that?
Whoa! Holy shit, that's some demon magic, David.
Whoa.
Worst Series.
And then in contrast to us reading a very good series, we read a lot of... Actually, we didn't read any true dog shit, but we still read some garbage this year.
Yes,
so we
did.
have worst series. I nominated Metallica Mantuluka, Do Retry, and Demon's Plan.
I nominated Metallica, Metaluka, Ginka and Luna, and Shonen Shoujo. But I think this is Metallica, Metaluka.
Metallica was both poorly written and poorly drawn.
And a complete ripoff.
Oh, yeah, God, remember I just quoted the plot to Hunter x Hunter as my guesses, and that was completely right?
Yeah, oh my God. It was, that was bad. That was really shitty. That was like almost Zahn level shit.
Yeah, that was probably the only truly terrible thing we read this year. Because at least Shonen Shoujo had very, very good art.
Same with Ginka and Luna.
Yeah.
All right, well.
This is Metallica Metaluka's first floppy of the night.
The best, worst series.
And following that, we have, I think, one of my favorite awards, Best Worst Series, where this is a series that was bad, but we had fun reading it.
Yeah.
And so, Jordan, I nominated Ichigoki's Under Control, Takeki Ryusei, and Cyborg Grandpa G.
I nominated Shonen Shoujo, Do Retry, and Demon's Plan.
I really thought you were going to nominate Cyborg Grandpa G.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Cyborg Grandpa G is that it kind of has one joke, but
Yeah,
Shonen
that's true.
Shoujo is fucking insane the whole way.
It is fucking crazy.
Like, to me, Best Worst Series is a series that's just absolutely nuts. Like The Room, where it's just like, you can't predict what it's going to do.
What about, is that also Ichigoki's Under Control, where they have to go find magical testicles, and it turns into a Dragon Ball Z parody and has a bunch of it has a diegetic time skip?
But it's also really hard to have Best Worst when it's a comedy.
Oh, that's true.
Because a bad comedy just winds up being lame.
Yeah.
Whereas Shonen Shoujo was so fucking serious. Like,
Yeah.
it just failed.
As Peter Griffin said, Shonen Shoujo insists upon itself.
I don't know what that means, but yes.
I don't either, but it sounds like a fair criticism.
Thank you, Peter Griffin, the Family Guy.
Ah, no problem. That didn't
That
sound
was
like
your
I don't
Peter
know.
Griffin, huh?
Hey, it's Fat Albert. Okay.
Wow, that's what Peter Griffin.
All right, yeah. So we'll give it to Shonen Shoujo.
How many did Shonen Shoujo?
This is Shonen Shoujo's second win of the night.
Woo! Yeah, blah, 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 Shonen Shoujo. Eh?
Best episode.
And then our final award of the year is Best Episode. And then, Jordan, what were your nominees for this year?
So I had Shonen Shoujo with Crimson Rogue, Takeki Ryusei with Bumbles McFumbles, and Nanohazard with Shen.
Nice. I nominated Amalgam of Distortion with Dingo from creator of Scoob and Shag, Butsu Zone featuring Andy's Islands, and Shonen Shoujo featuring Crimson Rogue.
I think we got to give it to Shonen Shoujo then.
Yeah, I think Crimson Rogue was a great guest. I do want to say, though, that Dingo, awesome person. We play One Piece with them. It was great meeting them. Butsu-san was great with all of Andy's fun facts. But I think Crimson Rogue oh man, Crimson Rogue just had the time of their life talking about Shonen Shoujo.
Oh my God. It was so cool to have like a literary reviewer on the show, and he fucking killed it.
And he compared Shonen Shoujo, I think, to Fight Club or something.
It was really good. I loved that episode.
All right, so we're going to give it to Shonen Shoujo featuring Crimson Rogue. Crimson Rogue has sent us a speech that we're going to read off now.
It was fun to be part of the Shonen Flop discussion, reading an obscure manga I'd never heard of before. This is a pretty cool channel, and I was up against some stiff competition for best guest speaker in recorded history, but I'm happy to accept the award over everyone else. Maybe if the other guests had bribed the judges like I did, they would have had a better chance in winning.
And Crimson Rogue, thank you so much for being an awesome guest. It was a ton of fun. It definitely means we got to get you back for a piece of Patreon content sometime soon.
Absolutely, dude. Love to have you on. That was great.
This was Crimson Rogue's first floppy of the night and last floppy because it is the final award.
Well, it's okay. This is no we're going to Shonen Shoujo.
And it goes to Shonen Shoujo, I guess, technically.
Which was his third win of the night.
This is Shonen Shoujo's third win of the fucking night. Whatever. Fuck Shonen Shoujo. Who cares about Shonen Shoujo?
Also, Dylan, our wonderful editor, has their Editor's Choice Award, which they're going to read off right now for their favorite episode.
The Editor's Choice Award goes to Demon's Plan with Snakerer.
Jordan, to take it from the top, we're going to read off. So we have from Biggest Jump in Quality, we have Fabricate 100. Biggest Drop, Takeki Ryusei. Sora of the Year, Kako from Kako and the False Detective. Best Parent, MaxyBee, or Best Fictional Parent is the Dad from Stars. Best Art is Takeki Ryusei. Worst Art is Do Retry. Most Annoying Character is Onji Haruki, the groping guy from Rookie Policewoman.
Mm-hmm.
Best Host 6-word summary goes to both of us.
Hey.
Best Community 6-word summary is from Dude Rocks. Best Tucker 6-word summary is from Tista. Best MaxyBee fact was from Beast Children. Best Community question was from ZZ Digital. Best episode cover art was from our Shonen Shoujo episode. Most Ambitious was Tricks Dedicated to Witches. Craziest ending was Nano Hazard. Worst series to write a plot summary for was also Nano Hazard.
Yep.
Biggest waste of time was Stars. Hardest title to say was Aliens Arena, aka
64.
Aliens Area. Yes, Aliens Arena 64.
You got to do that.
Most forgettable series was Tista. Most fanfic potential was Tricks Dedicated to Witches. Best Chainsaw Man chapter was chapter 117, Penguin and Weapon. Best series was Tricks Dedicated to Witches. Worst series was Metallica Metallica. Best worst series was Shonen Shoujo. And our episode of the year was also Shonen Shoujo featuring Crimson Rogue.
You know, I'm now realizing that maybe Metallica Metaluca should have been
Hardest title to say
because
I said it wrong every time.
You have never pronounced that title right, David.
All right, honorary award. And Dylan, also thank you so much for all of your hard work on the show.
Yes, thank you so much.
And then, Jordan, along with a bunch of winners, I want to say some more winners, which are our patrons, where you get a ton of awesome perks, including early access to episodes, exclusive episodes, and being able to listen to our warm-up audio. Starting with our Dolphin Dads, we have Glormac, Please Bruise My Esophagus, Sean Pie, and Rachel, my wonderful wife. She took me to the movies, and we had some pizza, and that was a good time. Moving on down to the Ravioli tier, where Ravioli did something super silly, where I came home, and she destroyed one of her toys, and she knows to go in her cage when she's bad, but she couldn't because the door was shut. So you know what she did, Jordan?
What did she do?
She jumped on the couch and turned around and faced the wall because she didn't want to look at me. And so we have Chris, Eva, Karate Chopsticks, T, and Trevor Schechner. Thank you all so much. We then have our King of the Forest, where we have 090Z, Bandit Stoof,
My girlfriend!
Chad Mason, Jacob Andrew Galloway, Kirby Munt, Marty, Max Baker, Sarah Hydra. Sean, you sound like you need a blowjob. You never answer the question.
Jesus Christ.
And Tommy Boy. And I want to give a big thank you to our Galactic Ball Federation officers and our Beast Children. We really could not keep the show going without your wonderful support.
David, do you think that Anime Out of Context gets patrons asking for dirty things from us because we get all these dirty names wanting to do things for people who are not even on our fucking podcast?
I don't think so, but Dylan, feel free to add in any insights you have on this topic.
Not yet, but you've opened up the floodgates, so I expect to hear quite a bit from both podcasts here in the coming weeks.
Maybe Sean's just sexier.
God, he's just a stud of a man.
Yeah.
Thank you all. We will catch you in the new year. Stay tuned for our episode on Smokey BB.
Oh, yeah, Smokey Baby. Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening to the Floppies, everybody. Woo! Oh, my God,
Bye.
It's been another year. Another award. Oh, my God, another awards show. There has not been a slap tonight. Woo! Yeah, okay. Well, thank you. Oh, my God, we'll see you next year. I love you all. This has been Jordan.
This has been David.
And you're listening to Shonen Flop. Oh, keep on flopping floppers. Bye.
Bye.